from the constructed category to the awareness without phenotype. Race was invented. Not discovered, invented. The specific taxonomy of human beings by skin color and phenotype, the assignment of biological meaning to visual variation, was constructed across several centuries of political economy. The need to justify a particular economic arrangement required a theory of natural hierarchy. The theory was produced, the categories were drawn. Then, through law and violence and repetition across generations, the categories were made to feel natural, obvious, as if they had always been there. They had not always been there. The category was invented to justify an economic arrangement. The economic arrangement has changed. The category persists. This is how constructed things work. They outlive their reasons. The visual variation is real. The biology is not. There is more genetic variation within what we call racial groups than between them. The category has no coherent biological boundary. It is, in the technical sense, a social construction, which does not mean it is not real. Social constructions are among the most powerful forces in human life. They produce real consequences, real pain. Real bodies at real borders, real deaths, real somatic marks, the cortisol patterns and inflammatory markers of chronic threat exposure that racial inequality generates in bodies that have no choice but to carry that exposure. The category was invented. The consequences are not imaginary. There are two inscriptions happening simultaneously. The first, the external inscription, how others see the body, how institutions process the phenotype, the material consequences of being placed in a category you did not choose, that was applied before you were aware of it. That organizes your access to safety and resources and dignity in ways that are not under your individual control. The second, the internal inscription, the identity formed in response to the external. The community, the history, the culture, the resistance, the grief, the pride, the specific texture of existing in this body in this society, all of this is real, is constitutive, is not to be dismissed in the name of a transcendence that ignores the material. The external inscription, what others see and what institutions do with what they see. The internal inscription, who you became in response. Both are real. Neither was requested. Both inscriptions are real. Neither is what you are at the most fundamental level. And one of them was drawn by the people who needed it to exist. This is not your race doesn't matter. It matters enormously in the material world where real consequences are distributed by category. This is the awareness in which you experience race, in which you experience the external inscription and the internal formation, and the material consequence is not itself raced. The consciousness receiving the category was not assigned to the category when it received the category. The one who is aware of the lens is not inside the lens. Awareness has no phenotype. This is not consolation. It is not bypass. It is an additional truth running simultaneously with the material truth. Both are true. Transcend race through spiritual development. The body carries the category into every institutional encounter, every stranger's first assessment, every algorithm's calculation. Spiritual transcendence does not remove the material fact. The awareness may be free in the register of awareness. The body is not exempt from the register of material consequence. Reject the category. Identify as human first. Refuse the assignation. The external inscription continues regardless of internal refusal. The checkpoint does not read your philosophical position. The institution processes the phenotype, not the position. Change the material conditions, necessary. Real, the work of generations, already underway, partially achieved, far from complete. The consequences are present now, while the changing is occurring. 3 exits of different kinds. The material ones require collective action, generational time, and sustained pressure. The internal one, the register of awareness, does not wait for the material to change. Both operate simultaneously. Neither cancels the other. The Titan examines racial taxonomy and finds approximately 500 years since its current formulation, in geological time, a rounding error. The Titan has measured the emergence and dissolution of species, the submersion of continents, the extinction events that erased 90% of life and were followed, slowly, by the emergence of new life. The Titan has found all human political arrangements temporary. It has not found a permanent one yet. Racial taxonomy, 500 years old. The Titan has seen things 500 years old become archaeology within the next 500. The Titan is measuring this one. The consequences are present now. The dissolution will take longer than any living person has. Both are true. There was a man who wore a mask so long he forgot it was there. The mask was beautiful to some and frightening to others. He was rewarded for it in some rooms and refused entry in others. He arranged his life around what the mask allowed and prohibited. He forgot that the arrangement was organized by the mask, not by the face underneath. One day a wind stripped every mask from every face in the city. He reached for his face expecting nothing. It was there, unchanged, ordinary, the same as everyone else's. He looked around, every unmasked face, a different expression of the same awareness, looking back. The masks had been real. They had never been the face. Abhinavagupta in the Paramarthasara, there is only one reality, and that reality expresses itself through every particular form, through every body, through every phenotype. The particular form is real. The reality expressing itself through the form is not the form. The consciousness that knows it is being seen through a racial lens is not itself the lens. It was here before the lens was invented. It will be here after the particular taxonomy has been revised or dissolved, as every taxonomy eventually is. Not because the present consequences are not real, but because what is present for the consequences is real in a different register. Both registers are true. The material reality, the consequences are distributed by category. The awareness reality, the one receiving the consequences, is not the category. Do not choose between these. Hold both. Hold both. The material reality, do the work. The awareness reality, you are already free in the way that matters most. The lens is not on the awareness. The lens is in the awareness. There is a difference.